Today I'll be calling cable. My name is Wilcar Meyer and I'm your Elliott Wave analyst, reviewing what has been and predicting what is likely to be in cable price action. So, since the last video, uh, basically it looks like the pound is corrected in the long direction just a bit. Now previously, I said the E wave ended there. Still agree with that assessment. I was calling this 1-2 and I said that I was going to call this 1 and a smaller degree 2. Now that may still be the case, but I think I'm going to change my labeling and I'll tell you why. First of all, we're getting alternation. Highest probability is that second waves are zigzags. That's not to say that they can't be flats, but highest probability has them as zigzags. Also, um, also, uh, I don't just count the pound, I also count other currencies as well as the dollar index and the Dow. And based on primarily what I'm seeing on the dollar index and the Dow is what's making me flip over to this particular count. I think what the Dow is doing is it's making an expanding um, diagonal. Okay, so well, that's a terrible. I was going to show you my Dow chart, but I don't really have it set up to do, so I'm not going to do that. But anyway, I think that when it topped out a little over 15,300 and what have you, since then it's been moving down progressively farther. I think that, and the reason why I'm saying all of this is because the pound and the Dow have been positively correlated for quite some time. Um, so if the Dow is going to move down tomorrow, I think the Dow is going to move down something close to 120-ish. I didn't do the exact measurement. 120-ish points. And then from there, I think it's going to rally 500 points. And that will be 1-2. Actually, more likely, well, yeah, okay, I'll call it 1-2. And after it makes its 1-2, of course, 2 will be a lower high than the previous high at 15.3, whatever it is. And in order to keep the correlation and have such a big move in the Dow, well, I don't think we can have a 1-2, 1-2. I think it's going to push down in a fifth wave. So here we've got 1, then we've got 2, 3, 4. It's going to push down in a fifth wave. And then when the Dow corrects about 500 points in the long direction to make a lower high, we'll see the pound move in sympathy to create 1-2. Now, using the channeling technique, I connected the origin of 1 and the terminus of 2, moved it down. Breaking of the channel signals a third wave, so we know that at the very least this is a portion of a third wave. I'm going to count it as a third wave complete. And then you connect the terminus of 1 and the terminus of 3, move it to the top of 2. If price does not touch or break the top channel, you would then, and I'm going to assume that the fourth wave is over, and I believe that the fourth wave is a complex correction. I believe it's a flat to a zigzag. So you would have something like A, B, C, and that would be W. Then you have X here, X, and then you have A, which is I believe it's a contracting diagonal, B, and then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to make C, right? And then that finishes Y. Let me clean this up a bit. So there's your C, there's your Y to make 4. So the bigger picture is W, X, Y, okay? So that finishes 4. I'll get all this clutter out of the way. And so now that we think it's over, flat to a zigzag, and now it's moving down, I would connect 2 and 4. Oops, grab the wrong spot. Connect 2 and 4. I would draw a parallel move it to the terminus of 3, and I would expect the fifth wave, if indeed that's what it is, to move down, but to not break the lower trend line. Not breaking the upper trend line was a signal that the lower trend line would not be broken. And normally, the first and the fourth wave have, when the third wave is the longest wave, the first and the fifth wave, I should say, first and fifth wave tend to have something close to equality. So as you can see, it's possible for this price action to move down, hit 100%, 5 relative to A, and still stay within the channel. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that. So that's basically what I think is going to happen. It's going to move down. It's going to come close to equality. It's not going to hit the lower channel. That'll complete our fifth wave, like so. And then we're going to have a move in the long direction, and it's going to go a little something like this. I don't know. It's probably going to be a zigzag, but it's probably going to. And let me do a Fibonacci price retracement. Let's just say it comes down to here. There's your 61%, and you can see that that's kind of in the middle. Hang on a second, let me redraw this, but I would expect something like 61%, maybe even a little bit deeper. Let's do this. I wanted to see where that 100 mark was, so I'm going to put a line there, and then I'll take my fib extension and move it down to that point. Yeah, that's about right. So it wouldn't surprise me if we saw a move down, all the way down to here, not breaking the channel, a move up, and then another move down. Probably it's going to sit on that channel like so, and then a final move up, A, B, C, most likely staying under this 5610 number right here. Okay, and this line will change next week, right? So these numbers, these Fibonacci support and resistance won't be the same for next week. They'll be recalculated, but nevertheless, I would still expect the movement to probably whoa up here at about 1.5610. So that's today's call. I hope you'll join me again for tomorrow's call.